Ladies and gentlemen, I'm bringing you what everybody loves, the El Clasico of Warcraft 3. On the top right, we have Mr. Happy playing as Aurora Happy, the Great Undead. And his opponent is who else can be here, ladies and gentlemen? Who else can be here than Mr. Fortitude, ladies and gentlemen? This is the classic game. And this is a like one-day tournament. Is probably L Cup or something like that. This is an important game in a tournament. And you know that ghouls were nerfed, right? And people said that it's impossible to win with undead versus human. But ladies and gentlemen, people, the players are trading wins left and right. The consensus is, I don't know yet. We need to see more games. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to put all of my attention into analyzing the, ladies and gentlemen, the Dark Ranger. Not Dark Ranger. No. This is a normal game. How Happy plays versus Fortitude. So the heroes are not, ladies and gentlemen, changing anymore. We have Archmage on the bottom left versus Cryptlord on the top right. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, Happy, you remember, probably was experimenting with Impale first, and let me tell you, on this very map, on Concealed Hill, playing Impale first can be quite good, because you can actually, if you position your Cryptlord well, you can hit 5 monsters. Human can play many different things. Human can expand. Human can creep the lab in order to go for pressure on the undead expansion. Because yes, the undead, they are expanding. They don't want to flirt with the idea of playing one base. So, a lot of questions. We'll get some answers. So, Scouting Footman tells us that Fortitude will most likely expand. He is going to creep orange camp here, green camp, and then expansion. And what Happy is doing? It's Impale first. Happy is going to land the best Impale ever. Look at this. The creep camp has a lot of monsters. And Happy, can you reach 5? Can you reach 5? Okay. Happy got 4 monsters. And he's attacking the Gnoll Warden. He's purging the summons. And Happy is making sure that he's going to use a little bit of mana. And with this Impale, he had a very nice engagement. So far, so good. And ladies and gentlemen, that's why you play Impale first. Also, it's very good if crazy human player can go for you immediately, that you can just Impale surround him. Because yes, you have Impale, and because this camp is so big, because this camp is so thick, you have level 2 anyway. So ladies and gentlemen, that's the reason why sometimes you go for Impale first, and Happy is already securing his expo. But remember, Fortitude is going to expand as well, and now they will start the dance, the expo cancelling dance. Very well played by Happy. The question is, what's to do next? He's going to creep the small green camp. He wants to be very careful. He unsummoned both his shop and the altar, so it's a very fast expansion. And if you invest all of your resources early into the expansion, you need to make sure that this nasty Archmage is not going to cancel it. Happy forced the water elemental defensive position. Happy is doing good in this game, but I think, ladies and gentlemen, that Archmage is going to buy Staff of Teleportation soon. That's what you buy versus Cryptlord often. Ladies and gentlemen, you know Staff of Teleportation. Okay, this Archmage is not going to cancel Happy expansion. Mr. Fortitude is playing very defensively. Maybe he's like, Saul, ghouls are nerfed, and, I can just hold my expo well. Maybe that's what Fortitude wants to do. In the meantime, Happy wants to get his own level 3, ladies and gentlemen. He's going for the Orc Warrior camp. By the way, Archmage is like a sniper with boots of speed, with +5 claws, with some footman body blocks. Ghoul is a ghoul hunting season. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is SaulApeMan, I'm an ape. This one ghoul wants to hide himself close to the rock golem, but experience goes to Mr. Archmage. And what is going to happen now? Expansion of Happy is ready, but look at the Archmage. He has full mana. Now he will buy Staff of Teleportation. And let's start counting what elementals, because this is the moment for Fortitude to do some economic damage. He didn't cancel Happy expansion, but now let's count how many acolytes he will kill. Because let me tell you, he will kill a few. Happy's in a perfect defensive position, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the beats, by the way. We are casting this game live on Twitch. And what's now? Okay, very passive game by Fortitude, but that's what he wanted. Happy's stacking. Happy's making a graveyard. Happy has a lot of mana as well, but Fortitude was able to outmaneuver Happy. And now these acolytes, no! Acolytes start running, start speeding. Criprod is here with powerful Impale. This Impale level 1, okay. He's going for the Archmage, but Archmage is fast and furious. One of the Ziggurat cancels. Now, Footies, they can start working on the Acolytes. And is this Necropolis going to finish? Because without Necropolis, you can't remake your Acolytes. And this Necropolis is about to finish. One more second. Oh yes, we have an Acolyte to repair. All things considered, that's pretty good. Happy is going for the surround, and he got the surround. There is Staff of Teleportation, but now, as you can see, Archmage is very weak, and Archmage needs to teleport to the store or somewhere else. No, he teleported to the fountain. That was genius by Fortitude. But Mr. Happy is able to rescue more and more acolytes. And he's dancing with them. So far, acolytes are doing well. But remember, human is not losing any economy either. But in this situation, I think if you would ask undead expert, they would say this game so far is going quite well for the undead. But look how smart Fortitude is, man. Look how smart he is. He staffed not to the base, he staffed to the footman, and he got some free healing. Okay, fight for the heal scroll. Heal scroll. Happy knows it. He will buy the heal scroll. Fortitude is well known for heal scroll abuse, I would even say, but Happy is the master of the heal scroll. Show me this item, baby. Oh yes. Ladies and gentlemen, even though I have been playing Dark Ranger only for a long time, I still understand some meta a little bit. Happy is going for the Vanilla Surround. Vanilla Surround, it means that Staff of Teleportation can be cancelled with the Impale. And Impale, oh, Happy almost went for it. Normal TP is forced. And we even got one Footman, but denied, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So, what is my observation for now in this game? Is Undead dead after the Ghoul nerf, ladies and gentlemen? Not really. Undead is doing fine. Okay, in this game that was a little bit weird what Fortitude did, right? Fortitude was playing very passive in the early game. And yes, Fortitude is going tier 3. His Mountain King is in production, but ooh, we have a Gargoyle. And I think this Gargoyle is here for a reason. Happy logic is as following. Fortitude saved a lot of footies, yes. He's probably healing them with a Regen Scroll, yes. He's going to buy Zeppelin, most likely, and he will start Zeppelin laming me. Then I need one Gargoyle to spot potential Zeppelin. I think that's the logic of Mr. Happy. So far, in this game, it's not happening, but having this one Gargoyle for scouting, and even we are on Concealed Hill, so Gargoyles can help with creeping red drakes. So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, I like the Gargoyle. I'm in love with the Gargoyle, but you make only one. Gargoyles are expensive. Gargoyles are fragile. Gargoyles are very, like, you know, situation... Oh, Mr. Happy sending B-tools into the workshop peasants. That's very smart. Okay, Happy is creeping. Fortitude is creeping as well. And so far, so good for both players. I would say that Happy is ahead a little bit, judging by the early game, but it's a very small, you know, small way of being ahead, and he's slowing creeping of Fortitude by a lot. The question is, how Mr. Happy is going to continue from now? Is he going to transition into Banshees quickly for the super hyper late game, or is he going to make the classic 70 supply, Ghoul Frenzy, Destroyer, Lich Orb push? Basically, when Lich goes out from the altar, Lich will buy the orb. Happy forgot Circlute! There is circlet on the ground. Happy forgot an item. Happy forgot an item, and I know that there was Tom as well there. He forgot an item. I hope he will still win, so we can say, oh my god, Happy's still winning even though he's forgetting items. Okay, don't forget that one. Okay, he got one. Okay, Impale is Juicy who gets the last hit. Last hit for the human. It means level 2. Level 2 on the MK. Happy with the coil. He's not missing his coil, ladies and gentlemen. We have, yes, this is the timing. Happy feels like he has the upper hand. And you know, it takes some time for the human to produce all of those amazing Gryphons. Okay, so Happy wants to brawl, Happy wants to fight. He needs to wait a little bit, right? Without the leech, without the orb. He's not operational yet, but he feels that he has enough map control to basically fight now, and it's a good point because he's fighting versus mostly footed. Davos Sanctuary is already present on the Archmage. Amazing Fiend Micro. The Fiend is surviving. This Impale is Juicy. Mr. Fortitude, he wanted to get the Fiend and he's losing all of the footies as a result. Run, Fiend, run. He's on blind now. He will regenerate. But Mr. Happy is just creeping. He's not stopping. The leech is coming. Yes, with this leech, Mr. Happy will be operational. But you need a lot of Fiends, man. You need a lot of Fiends because the Gryphons are already here. Are we morphing destroyers? Oh yes, baby. There are 2 water elementals. Gryphon is in a big trouble. He got ensnared and the melee hero can attack him. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going. There's a big fight. A gargoyle is even helping. The gargoyle versus gyrocopters. There's not that many of them. The situation is intensifying. Militia is here. But look at this Criplord go. He used the big mana potion. There is a super duper mayhem with the militia, and man, human is reduced to heroes. Impale connects to the Archmage, and Archmage has fallen. The stun duration from the Impale was long enough. Mr. Fortitude, even though his economy is looking okay, he's producing. His Archmage is dead. He's behind in supply, and he's getting supply in the levels. And the Paladin is going to be next, most likely not really. There was a healing potion, but Nova connects, and we have Unholy Aura. And Unholy Aura is fast, but Archmage came back from the tavern to save the day. Fortitude is not going to give up. He knows that with Gryphons, he has a good late game. That's Happy already committed a lot by morphing 2 destroyers. Maybe if human can accumulate a lot of gyros, maybe he can come back to this game. Happy's at 73 supply. In his shoes, I would just add Fiends. I would just Fiends. That's what I would produce. And Happy's making statues. So, ladies and gentlemen, I need to learn a little bit more about Warcraft. I don't know why you are making so many statues. Is he going to commit into mass destroyers, maybe, to break all of those gyros? Leech is getting all of the love. Mr. Happy wants to get Leech level 3. In the meantime, Death Knight and Criplord went fishing. Like, hey, we are enjoying some Spider Crab Limb Reaper rolls, while Leech is getting +6 intelligence from the Red Drake. That's amazing. Happy levels already. 76 supply. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the time for the big Happy full push. But look at the amount of gyrocopters, the flying machines. There's so many of them. Gyrocopters to deal with destroyers and Gryphons. Raiders. Gryphon Raiders. They will deal with everything else. But Happy's here. Happy's going deep into the human base. The Rubian Tower is, the Arcane Tower is dead. And ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a huge fight. 69 supply for the human, 76 supply for the undead. But Happy has levels. But the position looks very good for the human. Happy can't go in with his Fiend, and because of that, gyrocopters were able to connect into the destroyers. Staff of Sanctuary doesn't work too well when you have your army there. Happy's playing. Basically, that's why he was making so many statues. Leech is alive with the invul. Guys, don't blink. This fight can be over really soon. Both players are going in. Nobody's kiting. Leech needs to survive. Death Knight can't. Okay, TP. Happy has TP on his Leech. Leech is in the hunting season. And ladies and gentlemen, Happy is teleporting out. Mamma mia, grande Madonna mia. Supply favors human. Happy made mass destroyers! And those destroyers are dead! Happy wasn't able to break the human! Ladies and gentlemen, it's undead dead! Happy had 2-1 upgraded destroyers! And it wasn't enough, the position was a little bit iffy! But it ended the weakest race now. Let me know in the comments, Kappa. Ay. Ladies and gentlemen, that was looking good for Happy until it wasn't. Maybe he should play. Oh, okay, Happy's going into plan B. Happy's like, caramba, those humans. I'm going to transition into Temple of the Damned. I'm not going to play any more destroyers. They are useless. What I'm going to do, I'm going to play Banshees. Why Banshees are good? You can curse the Gryphons, so they deal less damage, and you can also use anti-magic shield. Keep your pins and heroes alive. Happy didn't pick up Tome of Strength, by the way. Happy scouting with the B-tools. Fortitude on 68 supply, Happy at 58, but he has a bank, and he's also investing into Banshee's tech. And ladies and gentlemen, Happy's going to do what he's well known of doing. Be patient, no hurry, hide in your base, and wait for the Banshees. Maybe he wants to trade a little bit Coil Novas and then TP out. Maybe he wants to get some free gyrocopter. Maybe he's just pretending that he's stronger than he really is to slow down the human push. Because if I were Fortitude, I would either expand in the middle to claim another base, or I would push. Judging by Mr. Fortitude lumber, I would just push. I would just push, ladies and gentlemen. He has no lumber for another base. Oh, this bolt connected. There's the gargoyle with frost armor. No, those gyros. Happy wants to ensnare them. I mean, web them, but they were out of range. But yes, the Banshees, the brave Banshees are joining. And we are at Banshee's Master Training. Increases Banshee's mana capacity, mana regeneration rate, hit points, and gives them the ability to cast possession. Bad news for the undead fans. You can't possess flying units, you can't possess heroes, and possessing Peon in the late game is just for miming a peasant, I mean. So Happy will use his Banshees for other reasons. He will use them to curse the Gryphons, and to use anti-magic shell on himself. Supplies getting even again. You may ask yourself a question, guys, maybe Happy should play like that since, you know, the mid-game, right? He wanted to make this mass destroyer push, didn't work that well. Maybe faster Banshee transition. I'm not saying that it would be much better for him, I'm just giving you, you know, another thought process, like sometimes, you know, you can think about playing Dark Ranger as undead. I don't know if you are going to see Happy with Dark Ranger like ever, but that's one of my dreams. Because yes, Infi won versus Fortitude on this very map, playing Dark Ranger first as undead. Infi wanted to avoid Human Mirror versus Fortitude. Oh, be careful with your Destroyer. 1-0 upgraded Gryphons, 2-0 upgraded Flying Machines. Lumber in Mr. Fortitude army is terrible. Happy was able to kill a lot of militia. One Water Elemental will actually provide a little bit of experience here. By the way, Human can go for the lames. Human can go for the lames. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, they are going for the base trade. Inside of the undead army, we have one Nerubian Tower. Good luck, Nerubian Tower. We have 3 ghouls, and Happy is going to kill all of the peons, the peasants. No, Happy is actually teleporting. He doesn't want to trade. Human is teleporting as well. Can Happy call Nova something? Not really. They just traded TP for the TP. And Happy killed some workers. 79 supply for Happy. 76 supply for Fortitude, but Fortitude has more gold, and Happy wants to fight. Anti-magic potion is here. Fiend was in a good position. One flying machine is down. But Fortitude is going for the lames. We have another, okay, we have 2 flying machines, it's 200 gold. But Fortitude wants to go for the expansion trade or something.
A player's forces are under
Happy is teleporting. He teleported early. Fortitude is in a weird position, but he doesn't want to fight. He's teleporting out, and Happy got 1 Gryphon. His expansion is alive. TP for a TP. It looks good. 76 supply for the Russian undead. 69 supply for Chinese human. And look at those Gryphons. Curse duration is pretty long. I think it's 60 seconds on the normal units and 30 seconds on hero. By the way, it used to be 120 seconds. It was basically forever. Happy's like, no more lames, no more attacking my economy. Look what I'm going to do to your economy. And Fortitude is like, don't worry, Happy. I'm going to force the fight here anyway. And Happy's like, okay, but what about your castle? And Fortitude, my castle is 2500 HP. Good luck with killing it. Fortitude wants to be greedy, and he will pay the price with a Gryphon. He saved TP, but he gave Gryphon to Happy. And Happy is getting more and more experience because of that. Fortitude is a little bit of the panic mode. He doesn't want to attack. He wants to like outmaneuver Happy. But Happy is just teleporting back, killing a little bit. It's looking pretty good for the Russian player, but judging by supply, the game is open. How is the mana on the Banshees? Not that great. Okay, but we have anti-magic potion, this beautiful green glowing effect. As you can see, even though the ghouls are nerfed, in the late game there is 0 ghouls. Ghouls are just a tool to build the late game. Fortitude is going to Happy base. Happy is going to Fortitude base. Who is going to lose in this game of chicken? We'll see about that. Gyrocopters are in the middle. Fortitude is teleporting back, and Happy is teleporting to him. And they look at this. This is a story of 2 main buildings. Happy main is half HP. Fortitude main is half HP as well. Okay, so undead versus human. The El Clasico is basically a dance between a maze. By the way, why we have breakers, you may ask? Breakers are like priests. Here we want to dispel curse, and priests would just die to coil Nova to fiends, and breakers can be Nova and they have good armor versus fiends, so they are basically here to remove curse. Impale is here, Paladin is quite fragile, Gyrocopters are approaching. Guys, it may be the last fight. Who is going to win this? We have a neutral position. MK is ready to clap. Impale is ready as well. Elite is surviving well. Air belongs to human. There is no more destroyers. The question is, can Happy win the ground fight? Anti-magic is everywhere. I mean, on the heroes. Coil connects. Supply favors human. But remember that human has gyrocopters that are useless. Happy is still trying. The heroes are alive. Happy is clicking on those Gryphons. Level 5 Death Knight. Welcome to the party. Look at these, those gyrocopters that are doing nothing. Happy has supply lead, okay? And Mamma Mia, is Happy doing this level 6 Gremlord Impale on the Archmage? Coil Nova, not really. Happy is just clicking on the Gryphons. Happy is so patient, and Fortitude led the game. Happy was victorious. Mamma Mia, this game had everything. Interesting early game. Happy was ahead, and then he morphed destroyers, and he kinda lost the fight, and then he pulled back and waited for the Banshees. Then this crazy base trade, and it was all done in the neutral ground here. Mamma Mia, Undead is still alive and well, but again, it's tricky to play. And this experimentation between Banshees and between, just destroyers was crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the El Clasico of Warcraft 3. Happy versus Fortitude. It never gets boring. Thank you guys for watching, and I recorded this to have something different. then Dark Ranger content only on my channel. Thank you guys for watching, see you in the next one. Bye!